my name is Sky, and welcome to another installment of mine and my anime-only friend Souls, discussing an overall thoughts of Undead Unluck Season 1, this week being episode 22, Profile. Now, I am literally just off the heels of watching this. The episode is literally just finished, and the ED just started. I ain't even seen the bloody preview for next week's episode yet. And I'll be honest, I'm conflicted on this episode. Cause like it's good. It's at worst it's a pretty good episode. Cause the art was great, the animation, the bits that we got were really good, and the voice acting. It's also got one of my favorite moments of the series in it. So it's an overall good episode at worst. But like there are changes to it that I'm just not too keen on. Like I don't know, I'm very conflicted on this episode. And it feels like this is an episode I could have done a lot better if it was slower paced. I don't want to get into too much now because I know me and Sol will discuss this, but like the action felt like it did suffer a little bit this episode. And I don't know, it seems weird. And I'm not going to get into too much because I can just blag on about it for a while. But yeah, let's just cut to tomorrow. Okay, I am conflicted on this episode, personally speaking.
That was the Vixer fight.
Yeah, it did not live up to how it expected in the OP.
No.
I'm so conflicted on this episode. You say your piece.
It didn't have the normal, like, heart that the show normally has.
Yeah.
It felt like something, like, integral was missing, because it felt like just an exposition dump with some cool animation.
This episode's had some weird things happen with it. I don't know about production-wise. I mean, like, there were changes here from how it happens in the manga. A few, not like major changes, but a few little things changed that I don't get. There was some change. For instance, this bit here at the start with Reese and Victor, this is something that does normally happen here, but this normally when did this happen in the manga? I think it's like just as Victor was getting locked up in the ball.
I like this.
No, it's just as the fucking bullet hits him before the plane hits him. This does normally happen. However, this.
Yeah, the beginning of the episode is the strongest part.
We don't see this moment yet in the manga.
Oh.
I'm not going to say like in terms of season-wise when this would have normally popped up. We don't see this yet for a bit.
Got it. Okay.
I don't mind seeing this here because like it's not the whole thing.
Yeah.
But this bit of them in the church is not something we'd normally see here.
I really liked the beginning of this episode.
At the beginning was really fucking strong. Also, this little bit here with Victor stood on top of there. That's something new they added to the anime, which I'm fine with. But there's a lot of weird changes here that kind of make it feel more exposition-y. For example, right here with Victor holding the parts bullet to Fugo's head, ready to her and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's normally around this time when he... I can just show you it, really. Because there's also a bit they actually cut out. But I understand why. He shoots her, and he keeps following her to different memories, shooting her while talking.
Got it. Yeah, no, it just... I'll be real with you. It didn't do the best job at showing that she died a lot.
No, it didn't at all. And then another thing that is such a strange change is when it cuts to Shinjuku. Here, first of all, they got rid of all the general public. Again, I don't know why they keep getting rid of the general public. And then Victor killing Memory Fuka and then slowly walk towards her. Again, it's completely different. She just runs off. Victor never sees her. And the reason he does Deadline is just, he says, searching would take too long, so I'll kill you all at once. And that's why he does Deadline, because he doesn't know where Fuko is. So he's just going, fuck it, you all die.
Yeah. It didn't do a good job at showing that she died a lot. Because it just kind of cut. It was like, oh, there's a Fuko body on the floor. And then, boom.
Yeah.
That's what it did.
Also, Deadline.
Victor did get some cool moments of just destroying shit.
I do personally prefer it in the manga.
I do as well.
Because
that's only because Tezuka has a really good use of black and white.
And also, his posting's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that leads into what I'm saying about black and white, though, as well. Because,
Yeah.
like, the deadline is a really good use of black and white, and it's really pretty in the manga. But in this, it was done well. I don't think they could do it much better. The beam struggle was very weird.
I do mean weird.
I mean, like, it just kind of came out of nowhere. Victor feels a bit stupid this episode.
What do you mean by stupid?
I mean, he's just kind of letting stuff happen. He feels like he doesn't really want a lot to happen, because he could have just got out and did what he wanted to do. He doesn't feel like he normally does.
I can kind of see that, but I think it's also how they presented in the action, because the action, it's the kind of action that I don't like, and it's the stop and start action.
It does a lot of stopping and starting.
It does a lot of stopping and starting.
It's not that bad a lot of the time, but in this episode, it's not been great.
But like here in the manga, again, it's like moving. Andy jumps in. They're having a quick flurry and whatnot. There's not much stopping. Like as soon as Victor does the deadline and they fly back, Victor cuts his arm off and instantly shoots. It's Andy that has to respond with the dead road.
Yeah.
Which for some reason I always thought it was called Dead War. I don't know why. This fucking beam clash was cool.
Yeah.
A fucking blood beam clash is sick
cool.
as shit.
It is cool. I was just a bit...
I think this is just a case of adaptation issues, and I don't know why this episode specifically.
Yeah.
This episode really seemed too fast-paced.
It did.
It could have done for a lot more slowing down, funnily enough.
It feels like it was slowed down and sped up in the exact wrong places.
I don't know. I feel like they slowed down perfectly here at the end. With Victor's speech.
Here at the end, yeah.
But like the action like it suffered a lot this episode.
Yeah, like it's as soon as that OP stops, it's too fast.
Yeah.
And then the action is too slow. It's stopping and starting.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Okay, no, yes.
Slow.
Too slow.
So
yeah.
at the beginning, it doesn't do a good job of showing you how many times Fuko did die.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't show any of it.
Yeah.
And then the action got slower where it didn't need to, and it could have just breathed.
Yeah. I mean, the bits we did get was like I like the animation of it.
It weren't bad at all. It was just
slow.
Yeah, this episode felt like a lot of cliches of like, oh, I gotta fight myself, and it I don't know. It didn't feel like they gave this justice.
It didn't.
Like it felt like there should have been more or more weight to everything that was happening, because like last episode it left off on a cliffhanger. This episode it was like, oh, I'm shooting you, we're no longer there anymore. That cliffhanger is out the window.
Yeah, I do think that is again a case of like issue of like modern shonen pacing being a lot faster. We don't have too much time to slow down with these kind of things, sadly.
Yeah.
But I also think it's because this arc is mostly focused on Andy.
Yeah, I
would have liked more Victor stuff, but I think it's this bit in the end this was the episode I was looking forward to, and it was specifically this moment with Victor. What kind of a man wants to watch the woman he loves suffer?
Yeah, admittedly, I did like that. I just don't think I felt the way I should have when watching it.
Yeah.
Because everything that came prior.
Yeah.
The actual episode as a whole. It's not a bad episode.
I'd say it's good.
I'd say it's mid.
I wouldn't say
compared to last.
Compared to last, yeah.
Compared to last.
This is
compared to the one before that. Compared to the one before that again. This is a mid episode.
This episode did not meet up to my expectations.
This is a mid episode.
I know, and I hate it because this is one of my favourite moments in the series. This Victor moment, chapter 46, is fucking phenomenal.
If you compare this to the other episodes, it does not.
No.
It does not reach up.
No.
From where it. This feels like it should have been a lot bigger than it actually was treated.
It should have, and it's so strange.
However, they did a really, really good job before the OP.
They did.
I really liked...
And I still think they did well here in the Victor scene. I think it's in the middle that brings it down.
I really like that beginning scene.
I really like the beginning scene. It's
The beginning, before the OP, I would not change a thing.
no. And honestly, when the colours cut back to daytime, there's very few I would change. Like after the plane crashes and after Victor's in the orb, I wouldn't change much. It's this middle bit.
Yeah.
It's this middle bit with the cyan sky and the fucking deadline.
That's a green sky. That's green as shit.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is, who cares? Like, there's some things I would change here, but like, I think this bit brings down this moment here at the end because it is a phenomenal moment with Victor.
Also, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not big on the green, but I do like it.
I like it too.
I don't think it does the blood justice in a
fair
blood 1v1.
Yeah.
I think we should have had the full red background fighting, everything's covered in blood.
Like with Spoil, like when Victor first appeared.
Yeah, but it's a blood 1v1. It should be treated as such.
Yeah.
But I do like the green. I prefer it to.
But also, like another
blue sky.
Another thing that makes you think, like, oh, Victor's just kind of letting this stuff happen. With the first soul explosion, Andy instantly jumps in. It's a flurry of attacks, and the thing hits while Andy's attacking. And then, like, again, here after the train hits, they're regenerating. As they land him, Andy regens behind him and instantly does the repair boost. Like, he doesn't do the whole dialogue thing. Like, it's a lot quicker, so...
Yeah.
Like, Victor just didn't have much time to interact and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they didn't betray that well here.
Yeah. Still a solid episode.
Still a pretty solid episode. And I think Chapter 46 in the end does carry it. The talk with Victor.
Yeah.
I still think that's the thing that carries it.
Yeah, I just don't... It'll probably hit more, but initial watch, it hasn't hit the way I was hoping. Like, the way I think it should have hit.
And another thing is, like, there's a lot of so cute character interactions that fucking got cut for some reason. For instance, when Fuko asks Victor what kind of relationship he has with Dries, and then Victor responds with, "You're just like Dries." Fuko's like, What do you mean? Me? How? They cut out a bit of Victor just roasting the fuck out of Fuko.
Oh, what?
Right, me like Dries. How? What part? Good point. You have no class, no sex appeal. You're stumpy with a raccoon dog face. He's round with big eyes. But you're headless of danger when it comes to helping those you cherish. He just roasts the fuck out of her real quick.
That should have stayed in.
That should have stayed in. Also, something that I kind of get what they cut out, but like also weirdly, after Fuko dick punches the fuck out of Victor, we see him get the clothes suddenly, and I explain why he's got the clothes suddenly, and also why Fuko's in a different outfit than she is in the real world. Basically, since they're like souls sealed off in the book, a familiar outfit can just be summoned by imagining it, and that's why Fuko's in her normal uniform, union tie. Same with Victor. Like,
they could have just done with keeping a lot more in, speeding up at different points and slowing down at different points. Because the actual content that they're working with is good.
Yeah.
It's just it didn't.
And there's also like in the manga, Andy and Fuko are a lot closer together. Like while Victor's talking, we have this little moment of Fuko looking up at Andy, and then he talks more, and then Andy looks down proud of her, and she's blushing. That's cute shit that gets cut, and it's so weird. Also, one thing that's so confusing to me, and I do not get why, because this isn't like all the stuff that's got cut out, man. It's for the weird pacing of this episode. This one absolutely makes no sense, and it's while Victor's walking away. I see, your unluck can reach God, and then he says, as he's walking away, consciously control your unluck. Think of what death would be to my counterpart the whole time through.
Moving, by the way.
Oh no, he isn't. And then Fuko asks about 1865. He says, memory's no longer for you, so now you can talk to trees. And then Fuko asks about how to get out of the book, and then Victor says, kiss my counterpart. That's originally, it's as he's walking away, he says, I'll no longer interfere, give it a try, being like, okay, I'm gonna let you do your thing now because I see the potential in you for defeating God. Fuko asks about 1865. And then it's after that, he says, if you want to get out of here, kiss my counterpart, and I don't mean a peck on cheek like earlier, proper kiss, then consciously control your unlock. That's why he was saying that, to allow, so that she could help close the fucking book and get out.
Yeah.
I don't know why the reorganised dialogue here. It makes...
Also, in arguably the most important scene of the episode, they cut the animation.
Which one? The
Right
kiss.
here. No,
The kiss.
right, no. Victor walking away because he isn't moving.
No, it's that weird animation, and they just slowly.
Like he is, but not really.
Yeah. Which is so strange. Also, the kiss wasn't as good as it was in the manga.
Admittedly, the spectral form still looks top tier.
It does.
And I don't think... But I think they take that to a level where the manga, it's not comparable, because they're just abusing the fact that they have colour.
Yeah.
And it's good.
But I think something with this anime, and I can't really blame David Productions on this, but like, some of these scenes hit more because Tasuka's fucking like angles and posing in dynamic camera work. Like the moment when he says, "What kind of man wants to see the woman he loves suffer?" Look at that.
Yeah.
It fucking hits,
Yeah.
especially because it's a sudden page turn like that. But
overall,
man, this episode didn't meet up to my expectations.
Overall thoughts and feelings is that it feels a little bit. It feels like it's missing something integral to what has made every other episode good so far.
Yeah,
but it's not a bad episode. But
it's not a bad episode, but it's
below the rest. But it's not terrible.
It's not as good as it should have been.
No, yeah,
it's not as good as it should have been.
Like if it kept that beginning scene stuff and that end scene stuff.
Yeah, although I do feel like this here with the book closing, it does drag on a little bit.
Yeah, that shot there's a bit weird. Because he's just stood there waving for like a solid bit. It slowed down again.
It's so strange.
Yeah.
But I do love Andy's line, "See you in the here and now." That fucking hits.
It's a good line.
It's so good. There's so much great about this ending part. And it's just...
Overall thoughts and feelings are, it's a mid-episode. It doesn't mean it's bad. It is just not nearly as good as the last few episodes we've been getting.
Oh, how good this episode should have been.
Yeah. It's... I still enjoyed it. However, from the place that I was in last week, where I was really, really excited for the next episode, I'm not there this week.
It's... Oh, man. I was really looking forward to this episode, and it didn't...
It didn't quite...
It didn't hit for me.
No, it didn't quite do its thing.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what's happened here for this episode to have happened like this.
Yeah.
I jokingly said that I wanted last episode to end with Victor's deadline. But now looking back on it, you go back and fix some of the pacing of the early episodes, specifically Crimson Bullet and the moment of the teacher running, fix the pacing on both of them. You could have had Deadline being the end for last episode, and then this just be like everything after Deadline. So the fight between them two and chapter 46, and that would have
been a lot better, I think.
And you still could have had this bit at the start be like this.
Yeah.
Maybe not have the Victor and Tom one, but still have this intro bit.
Yeah. It was a really strong intro.
It was. It was such a... I still can't believe they fucking showed that scene in the church.
I'm happy about that.
I'm happy with it, but I did not expect them to show that yet. But, man.
How many more we got left?
2 more.
2 more. Cool.
2 more, Rich.
They're not beating Awesome.
What?
They're not beating Awesome in 2 episodes.
Aren't they?
No. No, they're not.
No. So, yeah, before we talk about what you expect next week, the evolutions to Andy and Foucault's negations, they've got power-ups.
Yeah.
Andy, first of all, a lot more techniques. Also, he can now regrow from anywhere other than his head because of what Foucault said.
Yeah.
Which
is really good.
That's really fucking cute. Also, first of all, Unluck Bullet.
Yeah.
Unluck Bullet's busted.
Unluck Bullet is busted.
I mean, still relies on Andy, but, like, still.
It's a lot better.
Still. Like, being able to instill Unluck on other people.
Oh, yeah, just... rip. Elbozo train.
Yeah. And also, one that I do love, Foucault's personalised Unluck. The one to trap Victor in the end.
Yeah.
That's such a good one.
It's sad because the bads are outweighing the goods for me this episode.
I know. Because there is a lot great about this. It's just hard to focus on it with
Yeah.
the middle.
Yeah. But it is a good episode, and
Yeah.
I do enjoy the power-ups.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd need to wait or give myself time to sit and think about the power-ups to actually talk on them properly, though.
Fair
Mainly
enough then.
because they weren't the thing I was paying attention to.
But yeah. So predictions for next week then, because they're out in the book now.
Yeah, I predict that we're going to get a sneak attack on the book.
From Under?
Yeah.
Okay then. Sneak attack on the book. Anything else? Autumn fight?
I thought we can get a Latla. We're going to get Latla's negator ability before the end of season 1.
You think we're going to get Latla's negate?
Yeah, that's just an out-of-pocket one.
You think we're getting Reveal of Unchange?
Don't, because Latla would unironically shoot up really quickly.
I know she would.
Like, I like Latla as is, but if she had Unchange...
Well, yeah, what do you think Latla's negation's going to be then? Since you think we're getting that next week.
Yeah, because I feel like Latla's going to naturally pair well with Autumn, and it's going to be a really, really annoying-ass fight, because Latla's just going to be an arsehole. Okay,
then.
Like, I think this is going to be an all-round jumping on Andy and Fuko. Like, overall jumping.
So, do you not think we're getting Anon's negation next week?
No.
No?
No.
When do you think we're getting that?
I fully believe that we're getting that season 2. Like, I fully believe that. Like, you know?
Yeah.
We're not getting a negator card for Anon.
Okay, then.
We get Latla, though.
we get Anon. We get Latla, but not Anon.
Yeah.
Okay, then. What about the little bunny girl?
Oh boy. Oh boy. But Bunny Girl's gonna do folk shit.
Okay, this is the manga spoiler section. If you're anime only, it's up off out here now. Oh man, this episode hurt. We talked about Planet. I'm not gonna talk about it more here, but this is one of the most disappointing episodes for me personally. But yeah, fucking showing Zrees putting Remember into Victor in the church. Holy, I was not expecting that. The fact that they put, which is, it's quite ironic because it's in volume 14. That's just recently came the other day. So like, the fact that they put that in here in this episode is fucking insane. I can't believe that, and I kind of love it. It was nice. Man, and the way they did it too. Man, I can't wait for that to get animated in season 3. I can't wait. But as for Soul's predictions, I find it fairly amusing. I find it rather amusing. One, thinking they're not going to be Autumn, which fair kind of. Thinking that we're not getting Anon's negation until season 2, but we're getting Latlas this episode is quite funny to me. And it's even funny when you remember that the week prior, before we'd even watched episode 21, he turned around to me and said that he thinks Unknown would be a cool negator ability. It's also funny, especially because it's not even the wrong way round, switched around, because like we're getting Anon's literally this episode, the one that comes out today as I'm recording, because I'm late with this because didn't have the energy to record this. Also, I was just having a lazy week. But not only do we get Anon's episode negator today, but Latlas isn't going to be like... Well, actually, no, yeah, even if they do Season 3 how I don't want them to do it and do us 20... whatever, it's going to be Season 4 Latlas Negator ability, which is fucking hilarious to me. I cannot... Oh, man, I can't wait for this episode, simply because we've seen the preview in the end. We're getting Akira's backstory. We're getting Unknown. We're not getting the Unknown negator card till the episode afterwards, which I'm so curious about how this pacing's going to be, because they've got like 7-ish chapters left. How many chapters do they got left, actually? Yeah, they've got 7 chapters left. So I don't know how the pacing's going to work, but hey, I'm gonna hold out faith, hopefully. I don't know. This episode has disappointed me, but I don't want to hold on for it too long, because the rest of the season's been, for the most part, really fucking good. This is just a disappointing one, and I'm gonna hold out faith, especially because I don't see how they could fuck up chapter 52. I don't see how they could fuck that up, but who knows. So if you've been enjoying these videos, please stick around. I'm loving making them. I'm looking forward to season 2, because I've got that feeling. I got that feeling it's gonna be announced. So stick around, and I hope to see you again. See ya.